this is my review of My Hero Academia. Okay, so the match between Todoroki and Bakugo was interesting, and we also got some emotional stuff in here as well. So, before the match, Bakugo actually storms into Todoroki's waiting room, and the two try to have a heart-to-heart, but kind of disconnect on it, because Todoroki points out that if it wasn't for Deku, he wouldn't be trying to break through his mental hang-ups and all that, and asks Bakugo if he was ever like that when they were younger and were still friends. And Bakugo just isn't having any of it and just wants to get onward with the match as soon as possible. And sure enough, the two get into the match, but Bakugo isn't too happy about what's going on here. So Todoroki, because of what happened between him and Deku, is still working through his mental blockades in his mind and is still trying to figure out who he wants to be. And because of this, he struggles in the fight a little bit. Mainly because Bakugo wants him to go out, but he can't. Because mentally he still has some hang-ups, and he still has trouble using his fire, and still has trouble going all out. And in the end, he gets knocked out of the arena, but Bakugo doesn't exactly take the win very well. And Midnight has to knock him out, and the staff restrains him after he wakes up. So afterwards, the award ceremony, sans Ida, who had to go check on his brother after finding out his brother was in the hospital. He was actually supposed to win third place alongside Tokoyami, but he left, so Tokoyami just wound up getting the third place medal instead, even though Ida still has to get the medal. And I'll go into the hospital visit in a minute because it actually coincides with some other stuff that happens toward the end of the episode. So during the ceremony, All Might is the one who presents the medals, and he gives each of the contenders in turn some career counseling and the like. He tells Tokoyami that he can't always rely on his quirk, even though he does have a pretty powerful quirk, and that he needs to work on ways to fight without his quirk, which Tokoyami accepts. Then he goes to Todoroki and tells him and asks him why he basically didn't use his fire, and basically Todoroki responds by telling us exactly what we've seen up until this point, that he's still working on his mental hang-ups and is still working on trying to be a better hero, and that he'll work on it. And All Might congratulations on him on taking the first step, and points out that he can become a great hero if he wants to be. Then we get to Bakugo, who, as I said, was restrained when he woke up, and is kind of just thrashing around like a wild animal because he's having a hard time coming to terms with it. So All Might takes his gag off because they gagged him because he's kind of raving like a wild animal, as I said, and he spouts that he doesn't want the medal because he didn't technically win, because he doesn't care, because he wants to be the best strongest, and he wasn't able to prove that he is the strongest because Todoroki held out on him and all that and stuff like that. And All Might is a little bit scared of Todoroki. No, not Todoroki, but Bakugo at this point, and for good reason, because Bakugo is kind of terrifying in this moment. And so they give him the medal, and then Aizawa dismisses them for the next 2 days so that they can work on sorting out the draft letters and all that. So afterwards, in the 2-day time gap between the last day we saw and the next day for the next episode, we actually see a bit of emotional stuff between some of the characters. So Ochako has a bit of a reunion with her parents because apparently she lives alone and they're always busy. So she lives alone in her own apartment and apparently has like a part-time job or something to try and pay for it. I don't know. But then she's happy to see her parents. Bakugo is just brushing his teeth aggressively and yelling at his parents while he's doing it. So, yeah, Bakugo. And then Deku and his mother have a heart-to-heart about how just because he has a quirk doesn't mean he can't, just because, well, she's concerned for him. But the two major ones are the ones for Ida and Todoroki. Ida went to go see his brother, and after seeing how broken he is, breaks down and starts sobbing into tears. And it gets worse when Tensei points out that he can't be the hero he looks up to anymore because of how broken he is. But clearly, Ida's just happy to see his brother alive, even if he is injured. And we also see Todoroki, who goes to visit his mom in the mental asylum, and realizes that the first step to becoming the hero he wants to be is getting her out of there first and foremost, but also moving past his mental hang-ups. So, yeah, this episode was pretty interesting, and I'm interested to see where it's going to go, but obviously we still have the Stain stuff that we need to deal with. And obviously now Deku realizes that he has to work through his quirks. And he also laments on the fact that some of the tones in the school have started to change since the tournament, but it was a very gradual change. So we'll probably be seeing more of that in the next episode. But yeah, this episode was pretty good. I liked it. It was a great way to end off the tournament arc, or however you pronounce it. But now we're going to be moving on to them getting their hero names, which is going to be interesting. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this episode of My Hero Academia, what did you guys think? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below, or over on my Discord server, link in the description. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff, because it helps me out and lets me know that you guys are like the content and all that. And also, be sure to check out my Facebook and my Twitter in the description below as well, because I post updates over there, and you don't want to miss them. And also, check out my Patreon if you want to help support the channel. It's only a couple bucks a month, and I appreciate it, because I like making videos for you guys, and the Patreon is the best way to do that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!
Edgy boy. The edgy boy? Oh, poor Edgeworth. Oh my god. Oh. Old Windbag sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean. Fair enough. Old Windbag's